To Just a Geek in the Garage. So, as expected, Harbor Freight's doing what they typically do, which is they are extending their parking lot sale. They had the parking lot sale, all week last week, starting on the 6th. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday was for ITC members, with Friday, Saturday, Sunday being for everybody else. This week, starting Monday through Thursday, everything was kind of normal. They did have a sale for ITC members on Tuesday and Wednesday for 30% off. And now, as usual, they're extending the parking lot sale to the following weekend, so the 17th through the 19th of 2025. So first, off here we can see this. These are kind of the biggest sales that they had that everyone was excited for. One thing that I'm a little bit bummed about is all these coupons that I've seen so far say in-store only, where a lot of times when they extend the parking lot sale, they'll allow some of these purchases to happen online, but it looks like they're sticking to the in-store only policy on these ones. But the 20% off here for the carts and cabinets. As I mentioned in a previous video, it also includes things like the top chests and the lockers. So a great deal if you're looking at some U.S. General storage. I was able to pick up a 56-inch top chest, got it, installed, and great little chest I did a video about. This, the 25% off of all corded Bauer power tools, 35% off of all pliers and screwdrivers from pretty much all of their brands. One quick note about this guy is that right now there are some other instant savings that they're having, like for example on the Quinn screwdriver sets, normally about $28-$29, right now on sale for $21.99, and I believe this will stack on top of that. I picked it up on, I believe, Wednesday when they were doing the 30% off for ITC members, and I was able to get that thing for about $14-$15, which I think is a steal, basically a half price of what it normally sells at. So again, if you're going in for some icon pliers especially, and they were sold out last week, I noticed when I was in Harbor Freight here during the week that there was boxes everywhere, so they were definitely getting some delivery. So a great time to kind of go. And the people that wanted everything before have probably bought what they want, so hopefully you'll actually be able to find what you need in stock. And the other big kind of super coupon was the batteries. I usually stay away from their batteries personally. I've tried them in the past, was never a big fan. For the rest of these, I'm gonna go kind of quickly because this is very, very similar to what they had the last week or so. And a lot of these deals are similar to what they do on every sale that they basically have. So it's not crazy good deals necessarily, but if you see something here that you guys want, then definitely go and pick it up. I'll kind of stop on some honorable mentions. This one right here, the floor jack, great floor jack if you're looking for one, especially at $99. The only time I'd say skip this one is if you want a Daytona specifically. Sometimes they'll go on sale for the same price, but for a 3-ton low profile, if you're good with the slate gray here, $99 is a great price for this one. I'm going to keep going down here. This titanium drill bit set, I picked up a few for myself whenever they're, around this price. I know they used to drop down to about $9.99, but $11.99 is not a bad price. I picked up a few of those. Definitely great drill bits. I mean, they're not the best, but for big kind of disposable drill bits, they work really well for my purposes. Picked up a box of these black gloves as well, just to try them out. A little bit thicker. Hopefully they don't rip. This one, if you're looking for a steamer, works really, really well. It's half price right now. I had to go to a couple Harbor Freights before they had one in stock, so hopefully now you guys will be able to find it. But it does a really, really good job on there. One of my commenters mentioned they have it as well. Only real drawback is it's only about 10 minutes of steam. But, for most of us, I think that's kind of plenty for small jobs here and there. This pressure washer, not necessarily a great deal, but, it's a great little guy. I've had this thing for a couple of years, and it's worked really, really well. Let's kind of continue down. Like I said, I'm going to go kind of quickly until I find something maybe of mention, of either something I've used or I think is a really, really good deal. But if you guys want to see anything closer, you can just pause and expand. Hammers, I mentioned before, I always buy these hammers when they're on sale for around this price. Great little hammers, lifetime warranty, fiberglass handle, and I mean, it's a hammer. It does what it's supposed to do. These wall mount security lights actually work really well. I have a couple of these around the house, on the side of the house for when I'm taking out trash, on the front when visitors walk up, things like that. Again, more of kind of the same typical stuff that's going on. Tape measure, I have quite a few of these guys. Usually I wait until they're free when they give them away with with any purchase for ITC members, things like that. Same thing with the fiber cloth I'm sorry, microfiber cloths. There we go. Hard to say. This I did pick up as well. I did have to go to a couple Harbor Freights before I found one in stock, but I picked this one up in green. Seems okay so far. It's not the greatest chair. I thought it was going to be much better. Honestly, it functions as it should. I was a little bit disappointed with the fit and finish. I'll probably end up doing a video on that one here at some point. And I believe these were kind of late additions that they had to the parking lot sale that wasn't on the flyer to begin with. But you have the hat here, and the mini toolbox. Honestly, like I've said before in the past, any item that is $19.99 or below, if it's not a minimum of 30% off, it's not really that big of a deal, because they do that 30% off sale probably every other month or so on these guys. So again, hopefully you guys found something that you'll want to go back and purchase. I'd made a few Harbor Freight trips over the last couple of weeks, so I think I'm all Harbor Freighted out for now, unless there's something I can think of, maybe something I need for the business. But overall, like I kind of mentioned on all the videos I've done so far, when it comes to this, the 20% off right here, especially if you want to build a full setup, I think it's a great time to do it. It's hard to find it for more than 20% off, unless you're kind of doing it piecemeal like I did, which it took me about 10 months to build the setup that I wanted. But if you want to do it all in one shot, 20% off I think is a great deal. And then 35% off of all this, I think now I own pretty much every screwdriver set that Harbor Freight sells, and I actually might do a video about that in the future, just kind of comparing all of those. But especially if you're buying Icon pliers, I think this is the best time of the year to go ahead and stock up on those. So just quick video, wanted to go over these guys just to make you aware if you don't get the emails from them. And please comment down below. Is there anything that you're planning on going and getting that maybe was out of stock when you were there last week, or did you just skip it waiting for this? Probably a smart strategy to avoid the madness in the first week and wait until the second week if that's something that you want to do. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe.